Grandmaster JinBodhi's Dharma teaching. Compassion transforms fate. Hello everyone, hello Master. The teachings at this retreat are from a macro view and are closely related to understanding fate, health, prosperity, appearance, happiness, accomplishments, and enlightenment. If we understand the world, we can better control our thoughts and actions to reach a true state of enlightenment, illumination, and health in body and mind. We should know about the world. Your illness will surely be gone. We can also gain wisdom so we won't make mistakes or transgress. We don't know about the world and our inner self. We don't know about ourselves or others. How can we get along with others? As long as we engage with others, problems arise. This is because we lack knowledge. Now, if we learn more, we'll understand. If we want to resolve issues regarding our fate or transform our suffering into a happy, prosperous fate, we need this knowledge. Anyone want to have an unfortunate fate? Raise your hand. There are none. Anyone want to have a happy, auspicious fate? Raise your hand. At this moment, you should raise your hand bravely. That's right. How can we improve our fate? I've done lots of research. I started from belief in nothing, to benefiting from this law of the way, by truly observing rationally and experiencing it. I concluded, there's no other way. Only compassion can transform us and our fate.
没有办法再往下挖的一条路子，就是人想改变这一切，让自己变得更好，就一定要有一个慈悲心。
Let compassion be our master.
由慈悲心来做主。
This is the only way we can transform ourselves. Otherwise, we can't.
不能。
If we're unlucky, we find a feng shui master to add 2 pots of flowers or stones, or do a magic drawing in our room. That only works temporarily. If you've had bad luck or bad energy lately,
比如说你最近这几年运气不好，这个运气你所讲的此时此段时间我不太好。
What is bad luck or energy? It's the negative karma which you've inherited. If someone uses a way to delay bad energy, it hasn't disappeared. It's like a human-shaped balloon. You pinch it to push the air to the torso or limbs, but the air is still inside. Your karmic debts are still in your body. They haven't disappeared. It's only a temporary painkiller. It's like a doctor giving you painkillers, without asking exactly where the pain is, as long as it helps. What if your headache is caused by a liver problem or negative emotions, or endocrine disorders during menstruation? The painkillers may stop the pain, but the illness remains. We
应该
should
调
deal
节
with
你
the
的
root
身体
cause
的
of
真
illness,
正的疾病的
right?
那个病源才是对的呀，对不对？
Let's
再形象一点，
visualize a river that
上
floods
面是一条河
farmland.
流下来，哎，总是将这一块的这个农地给冲坏。
In the
对古人当
past,
时没有
when
智
men
慧的
weren't
时
so
候，
wise,
有人
some
出主意说，
suggested they
我
block
这
the
样，
water by
我呢
building a
挖
large barricade.
用10000个壮劳力垒起一道厚又高又厚的石头墙来挡住这个水。请问
Is
大
this
家
a
说
good
这是不是
method?
好办法？
No. The
这个
force
水
of the
总有
water
一
as
个
it
把它
rises breaks the
积满的时候
barricade
吧。
and people
一
die.
旦积满了之后，再给冲开的时候，可是这一块的众生全部被毁掉的呀。所以
Ancient wise people said the river couldn't be blocked.
在古代智慧的人就讲过了，水不能挡，水
We
不
can
能
only
挡，
lead the river to change course
去
by
引导。
creating a stream.
要去引导到该去的方向。用一条河沟引导，说
If
水
there's
势
too
太
much
强，
water in
夏天
summer,
雨水
make
多的
3
时候，
streams.
一条河沟不够怎么办？我弄3条河沟啊。对，就是
We
该
need to
引
lead
导
its
而不在于
course,
堵。
not block
说我
it. With
头
a
痛，我只
headache,
医
you
头，那
only
一
treat
定
the
不是个
head,
最
but
好的
that may
办法。
not be the best
当然
way.
可能
Maybe
医学
medically
当中
there isn't a way to
没有
cure the root
办法
cause
解
of
决
the
说
illness.
我们说引起头痛的那个病的那个根源，我没有办法去治理它，所以只
Thus
能说
only
治头
treat
痛。
the head.
所
But
以我
we
们
hope
希
to
望找
find
到
the root
病
cause of
根在哪里
illness.
啊，
We
所以我
want to
们想
attain great health,
最终
illumination, and
我们
wisdom.
达到真正的生命的大健康、大光明、大智慧。
Don't
不被
let
这
the
些
trivial things, the
生活里
stress
的
of
鸡毛
investment
蒜皮
risks and personal
投资
relationships
当中的凶险人事当中的烦恼，让自己
become
变成
obstacles
生
in
命的
life.
障碍，
They
甚至
can
因
lead
喜
to
忧郁
depression
而
and
死。
even death. Thus,
做不
when
好
root
根本不
causes are
可能。
not found, trouble
多
arises.
少
How
年
many
龄超
people
过
past
60
their
岁，最后
60s
还
still
做投资，
invest and lose
有的人
everything?
血本无归。有
Some
人到了
couples
70
past
岁，
their
老夫妻俩
70s
天天
still
还在
fight
吵
with
架，
each other
不是一
daily.
种快
That's
乐，
not joy
真
but
的是痛
suffering.
苦。
Can
没有
they
几个
still
人
be
吵
in
架说
good
这几天
health?
身体不错，对呀，我
Impossible.
这2天光吵架了，不可能这样的嘛。凡
If
是
people
这2
aren't
天心情不
happy,
好的
they
人，
don't look good.
脸上那个气色马上就是不对，还是不好的。所以我
Why
为
do
什
I
么
say
说
a couple
这
who
个夫
fights
妻
were
坐在一
enemies
起
in
有
their
些总
past
是吵架
lives?
的，都是过去的仇人呢？那
Why
你
do
不
they
是仇
fight
人，为
if
什
they're
么
not
能好？
enemies?
夫
Why
妻
don't
吵
they
架不快
divorce
乐，
if
那
they're
为什么
not
还不
happy
离婚呢？
together?
对
They
不对？
still
又有
have
分
love
歧
for
嘛，
each
吵不
other.
吵？但
But
到
when
了
they
一
get
起呢，
together,
又
one
总
party
想
always wants to turn the other into their
将对
captive or
方
robot.
变成我的俘虏，将对方变成我的机器人，你
One
就是
party
我造
believes
的。
the other as their
这很
creation.
多女
Many
生
women
结了
treat their
婚，
husbands
生
like
了
their
孩子之后，
child
他
after
男
they've
人就
had
变成他的
children.
孩子了。啊，
His
所以你的
ideas
鼻子
come
应
from
该是由
her.
我来捏出来的，你的想法都是我给输入进去的。啊，
His
对不对？
ability is
你的
molded
能力
by
都是我
her.
塑造的，你
When
发
he
的财
made
都
a
是我带来的
fortune,
福气。
it's the result of her blessings. His
你的魅力都
charisma
是
is
我
her
给的，
work.
你
He's
既美
handsome and
又有魅
charismatic,
力，
but
还
can't
不能
seduce
勾引
others.
别的人。
His
哎，
good
你的
looks
美
are
还只
hers
能被我
only to
发现，但是
admire,
别人
but
都看
then
不见
when
的时候，自
others
己也
don't
很郁闷。
appreciate it, she's
我们
depressed. If
想
we
解
want
决
to
所
solve
有
all
的
issues regarding
我
our
们
body, health, or
身
life,
体、生命、健康所有的这些烦恼的时候，最
most
重要的是要有一
importantly,
个
we
慈
need
悲
to be
心。但
compassionate.
是
Sometimes
有
we
的时候
believe
我
we are
们自己感觉到
compassionate.
我已经有慈悲心了，就是从
Going
没有
from
恋
no
爱到恋爱，
relationship
恋
to
爱了你
dating,
看我
how
不
can
我
we
没有
love
慈悲
another
心，我怎么能
person
恋爱
without
呢？
being
那是
compassionate?
慈
That
心、
would be
贪心、
selfish
欲
love,
望而已。
greed, or desire. In
所以当有这种
establishing
我
this
们在
kind
生
of
活中表达
relationship,
这
one
份所谓
becomes
的
unkind and
所
mean.
谓的慈悲的时候，就变成了叫做刻薄的、刻意的，哎，
The
我要
partner
找的
has to
这
be
个
created by
结
her
婚的
or
对
as her
象，
puppet.
他一定是为我所生的，他一定是我的木偶。我
He
这样
has
动
to
一下，他
listen 就
to
her
动一下，
orders,
我就是手
otherwise
不指
she'll
挥他
torture
动，
him.
他要乱动，我就毙了他，我把你腿打断。所以
His
你的
mind
大
is
脑应该是
encoded
我
by
输
his
入进去
partner
的
and
密
his
码，
behaviors
你的
are
行为就是
controlled.
我操控下的 这样的行为。
He
就是家
becomes a
里的一个
super
超级机
robot.
器人，
He should be
就
rich,
是
handsome,
高
and
富
able to
帅，
cook.
能赚钱，能做饭，
Her man must be
又帅
handsome and
气，又
overbearing.
霸道，
He
又会
also
武
should
功，
know
飞
martial
檐走
arts
壁，
with powerful kung fu. All
英
this
雄
is
救美只对
rightfully
他一个
hers.
人等等的这一切，这
This
个
isn't love, but domination or
不叫
control.
爱，叫做侵略、操控。
He's
像那
like a
个
chess
中国女
piece.
歌星王
He
菲
doesn't
唱那个
control
棋
his
子，
own actions.
他是一个人手中的棋子，他自己不能决定自己的行为，对
A
不对？
chess
这
piece
棋
has
子没
no
有
legs
配，
and is controlled by
完
the
全由下
player.
棋的人决定着他的生死，他的快乐与否。不要你了，扔了。棋子就是被操控的，被指挥的。
This
所以这
isn't
个不叫
kindness or
善
compassion,
良，
but
不叫
viciousness.
慈悲，反而是恶毒的。
Compassion transforms fate and allows people to gain health and wisdom, and solve all afflictions in life. If
所
we
以
are truly
我们真正
compassionate,
的
what
要有
qualities
慈
should we
悲
have?
的这种特性会有哪一些呢？我
Let's
讲到
list
的
them.
语
They
言
may
内
not
容
be in
不
order,
分
and I may
先
miss
后
a few.
都是还有肯定一定有我讲不到的部分慈
True
悲能
compassion
产
lets
生
us love
就是因为
others
真
like a
正的
mother
慈悲
cares for
慈
her
悲就是
baby.
特别的爱像母亲呵护孩子一样的这样的一种精神的性质
It
有
includes
关怀
being caring, tolerant, sincere,
包容
loving, and understanding.
真诚、爱心，还要善解人意。简单说叫理解。
30
我记得
years
30
ago,
年前
there was a
中国人当时有一
catchphrase,
个词
hooray
汇
for
叫做理
mutual
解，理
understanding.
解万岁，就是能够理解别人善
Understanding
解人
others
意
is hard
这
to
个不是容
achieve,
易
but
做
we
到
can
的，
start by
但是
being
我们
aware of
开始有
it.
这个意识。那往往
Domineering
我们比较
partners
强
often
势一
don't
点的
care
人，
for the other
在家里
party's
做主的
needs.
人，一般很多时候我才不管你爱吃什么，我就爱吃啥。
They
但是
cook
我爱
whatever
吃
they
什么
like
所
to
有买
eat, not the other's favorite food.
那么善
However,
解人意的
people
人
who
想
are
呢，比如
understanding
我家有4
consider
口
others'
人，
needs.
今天我要这顿饭我要做的话，不是说我自己爱吃什么，
What do their
太太爱吃
wives
什
or
么，
children like to eat?
大孩子爱吃什么，二孩子爱吃什么，你
They'll
琢磨
want
琢
to
磨，哎，
cook
我
the
综合
food
一下，
everyone
这
likes
可
to
能都是
eat.
他们爱吃的。有这
This
样
is
的，
kindness and
这就是
understanding
非
of
常善，
others.
这就是
This
善解
way
人
of
意而
thinking
产
shows
生出来的一种思维
consideration,
模式，
understanding, and
就是站
caring.
在他人的角度去着想，能够理解，去关怀他。
Conversely,
相
a
反的话，
selfish
就是自
husband and
私
father
一
hides
点的，
food so
比
the
如说这是
children
位丈
can't
夫的
find
话，
it.
又是丈夫又是父亲的话，把他家的干粮一定要藏到孩子找不到的地方。
From
其实
this
为这一件
incident,
事，能
we
看出
see
他
the
内
level
心
of
的
his mental
这
state,
种
his speech,
高度，
behavior,
包括
outlook,
平
and
时的
values.
行为呀、言论呐、世界观、价值观，就
His
孩子很
children
好，
leave
没
home
一
as
个
soon as
成才
possible.
的，没有
None
一
of
个
them
争气的。
become successful. They
很
make
多孩子
trouble to
逃
avenge
跑
the
出去
father
惹
who
是非，
actually
就是为了
caused
做给这
this.
个父亲看，是这样的，让孩子激起孩子的报复心。虽
Although
然
it's
孩子的
wrong
报复
for
心是
children
错
to
的，
avenge,
但
they
是孩
don't
子
know
还
how
是
to
是的。
behave.
嗯，
We
所以
should be understanding of
能够
others,
去善解人意，还
able
有
to see their good
多一点
points
赞
and
美
praise them.
看到别人的好处。
The
所以我们低智
slow-witted
商的人
often
通
find
常就是
others'
说，
shortcomings.
总能看到你一个弱点。其实
Actually,
每一个
everyone
人一
has
定
their
有
own
他的
imperfections.
弱点、毛病，
Our
甚至身
body
体
is
当中的
imperfect,
不完
so
美
is our knowledge.
知识当中的缺憾，一定的都是有的。
The
所以
slow-witted
低智
often
商的人
find others'
总能
shortcomings.
看到别人的弱点，
Intelligent
高智商
people
的人
focus
总
on
能
others'
看到别
strengths.
人的优点。
What
那
can
我
we
们怎么
do?
办呢？
Try our best to look for and praise
就
others' strengths.
尽量去彰显和赞美别人的优点。
If
所以一个
people are
人早
praised in
晨
the
如
early
果被
morning,
人赞美一次，这
in
一
that
天的
second, they're filled
这
with
快乐
happy
的能量
energy for the
立刻
day.
充满，1秒钟之内就充满了。你
Their
今天干事情
performance
特别
that day
好
will be great. If employees are praised by bosses or supervisors, wow, you're wonderful. Or if girls are praised, you're so beautiful, they won't tire even if they work hard all day. However wise people are, they all like to be praised. Those who often offer praise are intelligent. If the praise isn't for making sales or getting money from their mother. A female practitioner's daughter sent her 3 messages saying, "I love you." She thought, she's being sweet with other intentions, she's probably out of money. Salespeople say, "You look beautiful and your skin is beautiful," for more sales. The praise I mention isn't for the purposes of personal gain or making money. In our daily life, people who often praise others have a high IQ and EQ. Their brains work 10 times faster than normal people. It's wisdom. We, the slow-witted, often see others' weak points. You've finally found a partner with a nice nose, but you say, "Your nose is so pointed, like a turnip." That's because you don't know how to communicate with kindness. Someone intends to praise, but the words spoken are hurtful. To be able to praise is very important. The mom who received the daughter's message still gave her money. She'd give $1,500 if the daughter asked for $1,000, each praise worth $500. Without the praise, the daughter would probably get $200. This happens even between mothers and daughters. I remember many years ago, a female practitioner, 66 at the time, had age spots on her face and hands. Cantonese people have a habit of eating an extra late-night meal, especially when together with friends. After class, they'd take me out for a late-night meal. A few times, it was this senior female practitioner who took me along with others. Always to the same restaurant. The first few times, a young waiter served us. "Grandma, you're here," he greeted. This 66-year-old lady asked, "Who is Grandma?" When paying the $60 bill, one of us said, "Give $10 more." She didn't give any more because he'd called her Grandma. One day, we went to the same restaurant, but at a different time. This time, there was a waitress who was a local. She said to the 66-year-old, "Miss, you look so beautiful, such a wise girl. Here's $20. Before paying the bill, she'd already given a tip. Realizing this trick worked miraculously, the waitress said, "Miss, what would you like today?" "Master, look, this girl's voice sounds so beautiful. Another $10 tip." Receiving praise pleased this 66-year-old lady. In fact, it's not cunning. Praise empowers people. Praise energizes people. When she came to the restaurant, her legs were not so agile. Later when she left, she almost could have strutted in heels. Nothing had changed, she was just so elated to receive praise. Thus, praise is very important. Praise is an act of high IQ and EQ. However, don't praise the wrong way. We need some comprehensive knowledge. Please be aware of the importance of praising. I won't teach you how to praise. This act arises from compassion. Next is gentleness. There are many aspects regarding gentleness. What we say, our voice and movements should be gentle.
声音要温和柔软，肢体动作要温和柔软。
There's a restaurant in Vancouver where noodles are a specialty.
做面条，老板做得不错，哎。
The waitress knew me. When I came, I surely ordered noodles.
来了就一碗面啊。
Though she knew me and was polite, she'd almost throw the bowl down before me.
他晃那个碗的时候，声音，呀，我这装着水啊，他都是差不多把碗扔过来的，咣一声，
How did she greet me? Patted my shoulder hard and said, "Brother, here you are." A fellow practitioner asked me, "Master, is she your sister?"
师傅，她是你妹呀。
If she was my sister, I would be very happy, I wouldn't have any worries. She was very masculine. When happy, she'd give me another pat. Master, why do you let her continue patting you so hard? I said, it's okay, I practiced a martial arts called Golden Shield, I can take it. Putting the bowl down hard on the table was a nice gesture. For a stranger, she'd almost throw the bowl in his face. These are the familiar mannerisms of our countrymen.
就那么熟悉的声音，那么亲切的声音，啊，熟悉的身影，亲切的声音，都是叮咣的。他和我打招呼，砰一巴掌，都是
She
能出来一
created too
屋
much
子的声音
noise.
啊。
She was born in a cold region, northeast China. She was nice. I knew her for a few years.
所以我和她一认识就好几年。
After we were more familiar, I asked her, "Do you have a boyfriend?" Actually, the first time, I asked what I shouldn't have, "Are you married?"
成家了吗？
She said no, put her hands on her waist and one foot on a chair.
那个脚找了一只板凳在这一蹬。
No
没
one
有
likes my style, she
没人
said.
欣赏我这一款。
She was a strong, tough girl.
孩子也呱呱响啊。
I said, true. The only person who'd like you would be a
而
blacksmith.
能欣赏你这一款的只有铁匠。
In fact, I praised her, "You have a good figure, and you're beautiful."
啊，长得又好，身材又好，他确实身高也不差，身材也不差，相貌也不差。
However, her personality was rough and she acted recklessly.
啊，
What did she lack? She needed to come to our classes.
到这儿来。
She had no family upbringing to teach her how to be gentle.
没有这个家教，啊。
Her father was a stonemason and her mother a butcher.
哎，母亲卖猪肉。
When they quarreled, her dad would pick up a hammer. Her mother would grab a knife.
在嘴上一掉，哇！
They competed to see who was tougher. So, when this girl spoke or was happy, she'd put her foot on a chair. Our upbringings create good or bad-mannered people. She lacked training and education. If someone told her, "Girl, if you behave this way, no man will like you," she'd immediately take her foot down. When I became more familiar with her, I said, "Girl, be gentle when putting down the bowl."
再轻一点，
She asked, how, I showed her, this way.
我就是这样放。
She said,
这急死我呀。
that's way too slow. I can't stand it. I
我说
replied, but
急
your
死你，
customer
但
will
是
feel
客人
more
觉得舒服。
comfortable.
哎
She
呀，这
said,
个
I'm not
特
used to
别不
it.
适应。
I
然后你
said,
这样
if you
说不定
behave this way,
就有人
someone
看
may
上你
like
了。
you.
真
Really?
的。
Then I'll try to
真的。
learn to put the bowl down gently.
哦，那我可以学学。就学轻饭碗，轻饭碗。
I
那现
can't
在
find the
我去
girl
那
in
家
that
餐馆找不着
restaurant
那姑娘
now.
了，说不定
She
嫁
may
出
have
去了。
gotten married.
哎，哎，
If
对，
we're
就是光
only
内心
kind
有
in
一
our
份善
heart,
良还
it's
是
not
不够
enough.
的，就
We
是要
need
有
to
表
express
达，
ourselves.
有表达，对不对？
A
哎，
female
我们有
practitioner
个
married a
女同修，
Caucasian who
她
was
是
very
嫁给了西
polite.
方人，说英文的，啊，她特别好，特别讲礼貌。有些
One
女同修的
day,
母
her
亲告诉
mother
我，哎
told
呀，
me,
我那
my
姑爷啊，
son-in-law learned a
为了
few
我
Chinese
来专门学了
sentences
几
for the
句
sake of
中
my
文，
visit. When
啊，
he
但是一
speaks,
说
it's
都是
with
还是外国
Western
礼仪，早
etiquette.
晨一见面，
Why is
咋
he
那么
so
多礼呢？
polite?
先说
Every
早上
morning,
好，
he greets me with good
先说早
morning.
上好，早
What
晨好
was
啥呀
good?
好，啥怪
It
冷
was
的。
rather cold. Her
这
mother
女同
thought
学她
this
妈
way.
是吧？那他妈就是这么
It
挺
was
冷的，好
cold
啥呀？早
outside.
上好，哪
Why
那
did
么
he
虚伪
say
啊？
good morning? He's hypocritical. I
就
told her
就他
daughter
女
to
儿
tell
告
her
诉我就跟她
husband
说，
not
那
to
你告诉
say
你女
good
儿，别
morning
人的
to
说早上
her.
好了。最后说
Later on, the mom
师傅
came
这
to
咋
me.
了？我说怎么回事？
My
姑爷不跟我打
son-in-law
招呼，
doesn't greet me. I said,
说你
you
还不
missed
习
that,
惯了。
right? I
人
told her
告
daughter
诉
to
女儿，
tell her husband
让
to
姑爷给
continue
她继续
saying
早
good
晨好，
morning to her
早晨
mom.
好。
Then
哦，这才
things
正常。
returned to
师傅
normal.
他们
They're
又
living in
重归于
peace
好了，
now.
其实
In
人家没
fact,
问题。
there's nothing wrong with the
哎，
son-in-law.
所以
Civility can
当一
indeed
旦
make
接
us
受了文
happy.
明之后，才发现，哎，文明还确实让我们感到快乐。所
When this
以
elderly
这样一
lady
个老
came
太
here,
太到这儿来之后，遇
she
上这个
wasn't
姑爷
used
早
to
晨
her
问安，还有
son-in-law's
点不
morning
好意思，
greeting.
哎，不习惯。但
When
一
he
旦
stopped
失去了这
greeting
个
her
问
in the
安，
morning, she
他就
truly
真的不
missed
习
it.
惯，还
She
是觉得
thought being
文
polite
明
was a good
那种
thing.
好的，他内 心
She
的
felt
安慰。
comforted.
哦，
In the
对，
end,
说
the
老太
elderly
太最
lady
后，
praised
姑
her
爷说：“哎
son-in-law.
呀，
Being
我
married
结
for
婚
over
30多年，
30
我老公
years,
从
my
来没夸
husband
过，
has
结果
never
现在姑
praised
爷天
me.
天夸
Now
我。
my son-in-law praises me every
啊，
day. I
女儿
said
都
to
一样，
her,
不
watch
要
out,
爱
do
上
not
姑爷
fall
啊。
in love with your son-in-law. She
说我
said,
特别
my
爱，特
daughter
别爱，
loves
我女儿
him,
爱他，
so
我
I
就爱
love
他。
him
我说那是
too. I
对的，
said, you're
嗯，
doing the right thing. He
人家
knows
会
how to
赞美，
praise others.
会赞美。所
Praising
以
and understanding others are
善
good
解人意和
qualities.
赞美，我觉
Being
得
so isn't
不是
hypocritical,
虚
but is
伪，
respectful
不
and
是
brings
假
others
象，
joy.
而是尊重啊，尊重啊，还有理解，还有将快乐带给人。你
When
想吧，
others are happy
你赞
because you
美别
praise
人，
them,
人家心里感觉挺美的，就
they'll
会内
praise
心
you
里
in their
赞美你，
hearts or
甚
even
至当场
outwardly.
也赞美你。你会
You'll be
得到
blessed
这
by a
种赞美
person's
的
praise.
一个人的价值。啊，
Why
在
do I
被
say
赞美的这个
blessed?
加持，为什么说要用加持呢？它不是
Giving
一般
praise
的
is
普
not
通
an
的一句话，
ordinary
你会
sentence.
这一
You will
天
be
充满
full
了
of
快乐，
happiness. It's very
很
important.
重要。
Qualities of compassion are caring, tolerance, sincerity. Love, praise, understanding, and gentleness. Compassion
那慈悲呢，还
also
会产
creates
生这
creativity.
个创造力。
In
在古
ancient and
代
modern
和现代，
times,
因为慈
stories
悲
of
而产生创
compassion
造
that
力的
cause
故事
creativity
太
to
多太多
arise
太
are
多了，
numerous.
无数的。比
When
如
a
说
girl
母亲
becomes a
爱孩子，
mother, she
本来
becomes
一
so
个这个母
capable.
亲生
Before
孩子之
giving
前就是个
birth,
小
she
姑
may
娘，
have been
啊，
weak
多
or
灾多
ill.
病的，是吧？
After
一生
giving
了孩子
birth,
之后，
she can hold a
是吧？
baby and
是不是
even
抱着
carries
孩
all
子，
necessities.
肩上挎着奶瓶啊，是吧？提着尿
Diapers
布，
in one
拎着婴
hand
儿
and a
车，
stroller
还
in
能
the
坐火
other,
车、
she
上
can
飞
take a
机、踏轮
train, a
船，
plane, or
走
a
江
boat to
湖
travel.
啊。对，
Moreover,
还
she
能把
can look
先生
after
孩子
both
都能喂
husband and
饱，
baby, and
还能
save
存下
money.
款。所
She
以
changed from
从
a
一个
weak
柔弱的
girl
小
to
姑
one
娘
with
会
great
变成
capabilities.
千手千眼啊。
This
对，
is the
其实
result
这
of
些都
love,
是
or the
爱的
power
力
of
量，
love.
这些都是爱的力量。
The
爱的
power
力
of
量
love
能产生
fosters
创造力，
creativity, leadership, and strong
能产生
communication
领导
skills.
能产生强烈的表达力。
This love is compassion. Compassion produces limitless possibilities.
慈悲能产生无数种的东西。
Compassion allows a person's voice to become pleasant. Giving love or receiving love makes you look beautiful.
你能变美。
A girl in love looks entirely different from one experiencing a breakup.
判若两人。
In which state does she
哪一
look
种
more
状态下更
beautiful?
美呢？
Definitely when she's in
恋爱
love.
中
She lives in happiness daily, that's why, closing her eyes, she can recall the happiness of being together. Missing him is also a joy, and gives her energy.
啊，都会给她一种能量。所以
Thus,
她
she's
为人会
become
更美。
beautiful. People who love
爱情
others
具有
are
强
gentle,
大的人
warm.
所以他的行为举止是柔软、温和、大度
Generous, tolerant,
包容
understanding, and
善解
compassionate.
仁义、慈悲柔软啊。
They
喜
like
欢
to praise
赞叹
others.
赞美。啊
They
喜
like to
欢
help all
帮助一切
disadvantaged people.
更弱势的人。
These
这样的
people
人，你
sound
想想，
perfect,
都听
right?
起来像一个完美的人，对不对？其实慈悲
Actually,
就是让
compassion
一个
allows an imperfect
有
person
残
to
缺的
become
人变
perfect.
成完美的人。
Thus,
所以慈悲能改
compassion
变我们的
transforms
相
our
貌，
look,
改变
personality,
个性，
temper,
改
and
变我们原来
weaknesses.
的脾气，对，改变我们原来的弱点、弱势。那慈
Compassion
悲
can be extended to a
本身
larger and
有
wider
一个词，
range.
就是它产生的这个慈悲的爱心，
It
这
is
里头
great
有
compassion.
好广博的一个表达，一个范围。
It's
大
like
慈
a
悲
loving
心
mother's
就是
great love.
最大的，像慈母般的爱。
What
那
do
都
we
爱
love?
什么呢？
First,
首先是
love
爱
this
这个
world,
世
the
界，
sky, sunshine, the earth,
爱这个
rivers,
世界，
mountains.
天、阳光、脚踏的大地，啊，旁边的山川河流，啊，这个
Trees,
树木、
grass,
小
and
草、
flowers.
鲜花，都是爱的。
Most
更重要的
importantly,
是，
love all people.
对所有的人，
At the
至少都
least,
没有
we
敌
have no
意，
hostility
要有
toward
一种
others.
慈
We're
悲的感觉。
compassionate.
嗯，
We
对
should
人
help people
也
and
更
have
要有
love
需
and
要帮助
empathy
人，更有一
towards
种
them.
爱的怜悯之心。
We
对
should
于
love
其他的
animals too.
生命、动物，我们一般说命啊，生命的东西就是动物，所以有血液的、会动的这动物要有爱心。
Once
当
this
这个
loving
爱心
heart
一
truly
旦真实
arises
的
and
和
is
自己的
integrated into
生
our
命
life,
融合为一体的时候，
we
我
can
们慢慢
slowly
开始
start
观
to
察
observe
从
it
这
from
堂课，
now on
从
with
现在
this
开
loving
始，
heart.
说你有这个爱心，你觉得我是个特别善良、慈悲的人，
You'll
有一个
notice your
很小的
palms
细
and
节开始
soles
发生
turning
改变，
softer.
就是你的手脚的肉质开始柔软。
Second, we find that small
你会发
animals
现
like to be near
小
us.
动物开始喜欢接近你。有
Some
的人
people are
哈，
disliked by
就是
small
小动物讨
animals.
厌它，一
When
见小动
small
物不跑，
animals see them,
一
they
见它
run
来小动物
away.
就吓跑。但是
Most
多数的
wild
野生动物，
animals
不
run
管你
away
慈不
whether
慈悲，
we're
都会跑掉。
compassionate or not,
但
but
是
they'll come back and
跑
get
掉之
near
后
us
呢，有些
after
小
a
动物再
while.
返回来，再靠近你。猫、
Small
狗
animals like
或者其他
cats
小
and
动物，
dogs will
它的
touch
表达
us with
方
their
式，
tails.
它来蹭你一下。猫狗很矮嘛，它来蹭你一下，甚至用尾巴来碰你一下，这也
This
说它喜
means they
欢你。
like us. I
所以
visited a fellow practitioner in
我
Taiwan
这个有
twice.
2次去人家去串门，去台湾同学家，他
She'd
养
had
了
a
一只
cat
猫
for
10
over
几年。
10 years.
我
She
这
had
个
a
女同学，
husband and
她
2
有先
children.
生，有2个孩子。她
Whenever
只
she
要回
was
家，
home,
这个
the
猫不
cat
找别人，
wouldn't go to anyone but her.
只找这位母亲。这位
She
母亲
treated
对
the
她
cat better
就
than anyone else, so
对
the
这个
cat
猫只
liked to
管
be with her.
就是特别喜欢贴近她。
If
如
she
果她坐
sat
在
on the
沙发上
couch,
看
the
电视
cat
聊天，
sat
这个
on
猫
her
就会
lap.
蹲到她的腿上来。而
Because
为
of
这个事
this,
情，她
her
的女
daughter
儿、她
and
的丈夫
husband
都
were
吃醋。
jealous of her. Why doesn't the cat come to us, just to you? After I visited her home, she became jealous of me. After I arrived at her home, we chatted. The cat rubbed against me and then jumped onto my lap. She was very surprised, as the cat had never sat on a stranger's lap before. I told her not to be surprised. When you have compassion, though small animals can't speak, their intuition is strong. They know it's safe and comfortable to be near you. I had no food and I didn't know there was a cat in her home. I was just passing by and dropped in at her request. I didn't prepare anything for the cat. This little animal just approached me. Animals will run away from those who often kill. In the past, I met a person who was good at killing snakes. He worked as a chef in a restaurant. Once, we were practicing together in a park. He drove his daughter to join us. Birds, peacocks and other small animals all ran away when they saw him. I realized he emitted a strong killing aura. Over to the side, a snake was gliding in the stream. Suddenly it became alert and quickly hid in the water. It was so scared. All creatures will escape from those who have a strong killing aura. Those with compassion are popular among people and animals. Thus, we should love this world, being one with this world. Gradually, we gain this skill by practicing. For now, we first cultivate this concept. When compassion is deeply one with our life, our world starts to change. All our behaviors start to transform. Compassion creates beautiful things and transforms the world. Some say it's easy to get along with strangers, but not at all with business colleagues and family members. We need to understand and learn this teaching in depth. Family and colleagues are related to you in terms of personal interests. When personal interests are involved, can you still be compassionate? When your supervisors take credit for your work, can you still be compassionate and gentle towards them? If you can, that's real compassion. If you're angry and furious, you haven't learned to be compassionate. Thus, you'll be unhappy. You're so used to being with your family. If they attack you with words, you'll talk back. If you're offended, you attack. If you're cursed, you curse back. If you're hit, you may not hit back, but curse multiple times. These people are common and ordinary. When we use compassion, our feelings and family relationships will start to change in that instant. When
他骂你，
someone
你就赞美
scolds you, you just praise with
但是
compassion.
你是慈悲的心赞美。
If
比如
your
说你的
mother-in-law
公婆
says, "Why
说
did you put so much
怎么做的
salt in the
饭这么
dish?
咸呢？
How many
说你多
times
少
did
次
I
了，你怎
tell
么
you
不改
this?
呢？
Don't you
你
know
不
I
知
have
道我气管不
bronchitis?"
好吗？放的又盐又多了。
You
你
cook
跟你
this
妈也这
way
样做
even
饭
for
吗？
your
这样说
mom.
的比较
Hearing
严
this
重的话，
scolding, in the past, you might have said, "Who
那过去
cares?
呢，
Starve to
就爱
death
你
if
吃
you
不
don't
吃，
want to eat."
要不就饿死呀，对吧？你
You were
因为
so
他这样说，
angry
你也
after
很
being
生气，你
scolded.
肯定还有更
You
难
may
听的
have
话
talked even
可以说出
harsher.
来。
Or you
哎
may
呀，
have
真对不
said,
起，
"I'm really sorry.
那
I'll
我
do
改，
better."
马上
Right
再做一
away,
个
you make
再淡一
another
点。
dish with less salt. If
还
you
有一种假改，
retaliate, you
好
cook
吧，
another dish with
我
no
再炒个
salt.
菜，老娘不放盐了，可以吗？
This
这
is
也是
wrong.
错的。
You're not
你
improving,
不是
just
改，你
looking
是在
for a
吵架。
fight.
你
You're
心里头
annoyed.
是有
Your anger
有
isn't
烦恼，有
released.
愤
You're
怒，没
still
有没有
hostile.
释放，愤怒没有释放出来，你还是一种对峙的心。
If
你
you're
真正虚
sincere,
心的
you'd
改，
cook another dish and ask
好，
her
我
to
改，
try
我
it
马上
again.
改。再端上来，妈，您尝尝怎么样？尝尝还不错。
See
看你
how
的
your
公婆还能说啥？
mother-in-law responds.
你
Would
公
she
婆说
ask
咋
why you
了？
cook so
你为
well?
啥做这么好
It's
吃啊？
impossible,
不可
right?
能的，对不对？因
She
为他
expresses her
把
anger,
一个
but you don't have to
强烈的信
receive
息
it.
轰轰放出来，你不接招，你很
When
柔
you're
软的
gentle
去
with her, her
面
anger
对
will
他的
be
时候，
gone.
他的气就发不出来了。但是他习
However,
惯性的
she
和你
is
对
used
峙
to
啊，
complaining.
那
After
过
a
两天
few
忘了，
days,
你公
she
婆忘了，
forgets
又
and
开始，对
complains
不对？
again. It
大冬
starts
天
with
你
you
总开着
opening
门，
a
你想让我
door
感
in the
冒，哎呀，
winter.
对不
You
起，
want me to
我忘
catch a
了，
cold?
赶快关上
You
门。
reply gently,
好
"Sorry,
点了，再
mom.
给您披个衣
I
服嘛。
forgot." You hurry to close
你
the
你
door.
看
Now do you
你
feel
的公婆
better?
还能有
You
火发
even
吗？
put a sweater
不放
around
的，
her. See if
而
she's
且你
still
真去
angry
尊
with
重对
you.
方，
Her anger is
他就会觉
gone.
得，
You
哎，不
truly
错呀，
respect her.
这
She
妈妈觉得，哎，
gradually
这我女儿还
realizes
挺
you're
好的。
nice and more
我
obedient
女儿
than
一
her
嫁人跑
daughter.
了，
My
你这媳
married
妇在家
daughter is
真的不
not
错
with
啊。
me, but my
哎，最后他
daughter-in-law
也
is
会
around.
当你
It's
当亲闺
nice.
女一样。
Finally, she accepts
对，
you as her
所以
daughter.
矛盾，
Regarding
家
family
庭中的矛
conflicts,
盾，
it
一
takes
般
two to
来说都是双
dance.
方激起来的，
Understanding is
而
needed.
且还在于理解。你的家庭成员之中有人类，有畜类，有人有狗有什么之类的。我就是启发一些特别的家庭状况，因为
Differences
文
in
化的差
cultures
异、
and upbringing can cause
修养的
conflicts.
差异、修养的差异等等的会。比
You
如说
play an
你呢在弹
instrument
琴，
while someone
对
else
方呢
chops
拿大菜刀
cabbage.
在剁白菜馅儿哈，他
You're
根本不合
interrupting
拍，
each other.
咋办呢？理
This
解
is
吧，
when understanding each other
理解
is
他。
crucial.
虽
Loud
然做的
chopping
很难听，很
interrupts your
吵，我弹
playing.
琴，我
You
得
change
改
the
个时间
time
再
you
弹。
play.
啊，
He is
他也是
cooking
为
and
了我
makes
们好
good
吃的话
food
题，
for you.
你
If
理
you
解这是好事
understand,
情，对不
it's a
对？
good thing,
你
right?
不理
If
解就是
not,
成
you'll
状。
be in
咋了？我
conflict.
弹
When
琴你给我
I'm
破坏，
playing
你不爱
music,
听
you
啊？
interrupt me.
对方
You
真
don't
爱听
like
还
my
是给你
music? If
到
the
处
other
怪的
really
声音来
likes
呢？
to listen, would he
你
make
无
a
论多
loud
好听，对
noise?
方接
No
受不
matter
了，
how
是
well you
他的修
play,
养的
if the
素
other
质。
party can't
你
accept
就
it. It's his
我们怎么
culture
办
and
呢？只能是
upbringing.
顺
What
应。
should you do? Comply
所
and
以有机会
accept,
让他
or
听
find an
更好的
opportunity to
形象
take
是
him
什么
to a
样的，
performance.
不要是你表演，让别人去表演看，
At a
对不对？专门一个表
performance,
演的
he'll
环境的
think,
时候，听
wow,
到别
it's
人表
such
演同
beautiful
样的乐器，
music.
哇，这么美妙啊！哎，
He'll
你
start
家
to
里这位就
appreciate
开始觉
music
得，
produced by
哦，
this
原
instrument.
来这种乐曲弹奏出来这么美妙的音乐，真的是赏心悦目的，他就开始学会欣赏了。
From
从音乐到
appreciating
开始欣
music,
赏
he
你，
starts to
我们先
appreciate
学
you.
会去
We
接
first
受，
learn to accept.
先学会去接受。人
Couples
和人之
especially
间，
need
尤
to
其是这
accept
个
each
结
other.
婚啊，因为
Two
这两个
people
人
growing up in the
长在
same
同一个家庭的
environment
人不可
can't
能
get
结婚嘛，
married.
同样一个环境里长大是不能结婚的。
The
跟你
more
结婚的
differences,
是越
the
有
more
差别会就
suitable
越
for a
好，
couple to marry.
他才能结婚。结婚就两人肯定。
Why
为
do we
啥
use the
结婚
word
非得要
hun
结
in
婚就得
jihan,
婚
get
字呢？
married? Hun
婚
means
就是迷
confusion.
糊，
Being
迷糊点好
confused makes one marry easily.
就能结婚。
With a
但是五
clear
官
mind, it's harder for one to get married. The clearer the mind, the more painful for a couple to be together. Imagine if Zhuge Liang married Cao Cao, what would happen?
如果诸葛亮和曹操结婚会怎么样呢？
These two people might only live for 3 days.
这俩人
They'd
最长
murder
命的
each
活了
other.
3天，结果把对方害死了。
They were too clear-minded,
太清醒。
detailed, and insidious.
太究竟细节，而且太阴险。哎，
If you
所以
want to
结
get
婚
married,
最好
marry
找
someone
脑
who
子
isn't
不太
too
清醒
clear-minded.
浑乎乎的。
They'll
这种人
easily forget what
就
they
是说
said or
过
did.
去就忘了，就比较好。
Often, being confused can
所以
keep the marriage
发
going.
婚，还有常发婚，才能保住婚姻。
Confused means not taking
是指
things so
别
seriously.
太认真，
It's
记得
good
这
to
个词啊，
remember
如果
this
这
or
样
write
记
it
下来，
down.
回去刻到手上。
Some
我们有
fellow
同学就很清
practitioners
楚，
are very
对，
clear-minded. I know a
这个
couple who
这
both
也
have
是
a
也是高材生
PhD.
博士。
I
我说
asked
你
the
和你老
lady
公
who
恋爱，
initiated the date between
你
you
们到
and
底
your
谁
husband.
先追求谁的？他
Both
夫
of
妻俩
them
就在
were
我
with
跟前。
me. The
这一
lady
生
was
多么聪
smart.
明智慧！
At
1992
9
年
a.m.,
1月
January
23号，
23,
9点钟，
1992, he
他
came to
登
our
我家的
home
门
and my mom opened
我
the
挖
door.
开的门，我
He
一
wore
看
white
他，当时
gloves,
戴
a
个白手
white
套，一个
scarf,
白
and a
围
white
巾，戴个白
cap.
帽子。
Wow,
特别
she
清楚。
remembered so clearly. What
那你
about
们
the
第一次
first
约会
date?
呢？
After
是3
9
月
p.m.
28
on
号
March 28th.
啊，傍晚9点之后。
She
啊，
had a very
哇，记
good
得这么
memory.
清楚。这
Her
你们也
child
生出
would be a
孩子来，不是
genius.
妖精算
How
怪
could
呀？
they live together?
这怎么生活呀？你
With
记性
such a
这么
good
好的话，
memory,
所有
one
的
would
烦恼都
remember
记
all
住了，说是每
afflictions.
天
One
容易
can
拖
get
延的忧郁症，
depressed with such a good
就是因为记
memory,
性太好，
right?
是不是啊？修
Those who
炼不够
don't
的人记性
practice
就太
enough
好。
have a good memory.
对
I'm
不起，对不起，
sorry,
我
I
要改
should
正哈。
correct my statement. I'm
记性太好，到
confused
底是修
too.
炼的好
Is
还
a
是不
good
好？
memory the result of good practice or not?
哎呀，反正我现在是昏了啊。
Why
所
have I
以
spoken
我为
so
什么
much
讲
about
人
how
与
to
人
get
之间
along with
相处
others?
的这个感觉，讲这么多的口舌呢？
We
就是
always have to get along
人
with others.
总是离不开和人相处的。
Whether
无论你是
graceful,
高雅
poor,
的，还
cultured or
是
not,
贫
you
穷的，
always need
无
help
论
from
有修
others.
养的，还是没有修养的，你总离不开别人对你的帮助。
If
所
you get
以
along well
与
with
人相
others,
处，
you'll have
相处
lots of
好了，
happiness.
你就会增加很多的快乐。
If
相处
not,
不
you'll
好
have
了，
few
如
friends.
果这
I
人的一
believe
生
your
啊，
happiness
根
will
本没
be
有几
halved.
个好朋友，我相信你的快乐会失去一半。
If
你光
just
靠你
two
两
of
个
you
家
stay
人，每
together
天
and
看
are
得那么熟
familiar
悉，
with
我不
each
知道
other,
你有
I'm
多
not
快
sure
乐，
how much happiness you'll
可能
find.
就没有快
Your
乐，
life
反
may
而是
be
平
dull.
淡的。所以
People
人是
need the
需要
support of friends
这
who
个
aren't
社会层
family.
面，也就是朋友的支持的。他很奇怪，他不是你的家庭成员，但
It's a
是是
necessary
非常
part of
必
our
须的
life.
一个人生的部分。有时
Sometimes
候
you can't
有
talk
些
about
话
things with
给你
family,
家庭
but you
成
can
员不
with
能诉
friends.
说，但是可以给朋友诉说。诉
After
说
a
完你
good
就
talk,
释
you'll
怀
feel
了，
better.
你就解脱了。甚至
Friends
你的
can
烦
also
恼告
help
诉朋友，
resolve your
这个朋友
problems
很
if
容易
you
帮你
tell
解决
them.
好了。
In
所以在
ancient
古
China,
代
in
的
the
中国
community of
江湖
martial
之中
arts or gangs,
就流传着哈，
a
一个
song
好
was
汉三个
popular.
帮，
A
啊，
hero
这是
needs
首歌
3
哈。
people to help him. A
一
fence needs
个
3
篱笆
posts. 3
三个
people are
桩，
needed
一
to
个
help a
好
hero
汉
become a
三个
hero.
帮，对吧？
It's
哦，
a
这首
song
歌
about
我以为是江
brotherhood.
湖哈。
Don't make a fuss. Let's
哎，
be
别起哄，别起
serious.
哄，正经点，正经点啊！
People
对，
need the
这
help of
人的需
friends
要
or
帮
others.
帮忙、帮助、助手、好朋友啊。这
Often,
江
at
湖还
home,
说，
we rely on
这个在
parents.
家靠
Outside the
父母，
home, we
出
need
门
friends.
大
We're
家都
all
是
in
江湖
such a
中人哈。
community. We
对，
all
出
need
门靠朋
friends.
友，
This is
其
so
实真的是
true.
没有错。
However, sometimes friends are unreliable, but without friends, we can do nothing. Whether you have reliable friends depends on your moral character. One can be cheated, but they don't cheat others. People who are cheated are simple-hearted, those who cheat are just cheaters. Take heed, don't cheat because you've been cheated. Remember this. You curse others because you've been scolded. This is ignorance. All of us need more friends. If our family and friends love and trust us, it's so easy for us to succeed. Whatever profession you're in, if you've got the support of friends and family, your life will be successful. If you're a real estate agent, your friends trust you when buying a house. You will become rich, right? When you have a problem, all will come to help. This is turning misfortune into fortune. Having friends is very important. Getting along with family and friends requires tolerance and caring. This encompasses many qualities. Another quality is giving. That word isn't often used by friends. If you always ask your friends for help, like moving or paying for dinner, if you always ask others to serve you, and you don't serve them, you'll have no friends. So, you need to give. To get along well with friends, help them during difficult times. At these times, when others step away, you're around to help. Then you'll be a truly prosperous person. When everyone believes your business will fail, and you continue because it's the right thing to do, you surely won't fail and will instead make money. If everyone believes your business will succeed, you may not earn money. If everyone believes it will make a fortune, I don't think you'll have the opportunity. Thus, to get along with friends, we need to give more. That's why we need to use a more solemn word, which is giving. This form of giving is our utmost willingness to give to others. Usually, people get paid for their time and effort. If I work for you, you pay me $20 or $80 per hour. I receive for what I've given, which is only fair. In North America, an hour of work earns money, right? You work 8 hours a day, and you get paid for 8 hours. Please remember that's the relationship between you and your employer. However, with friends, we need to do the opposite. Give more, and don't ask for anything in return to become a noble person. You'll have many friends. You benefit in the end. Helping others is helping ourselves. Compassion allows us to gain a healthy, joyful, and happy life. When we discuss this important quality of compassion, our entire body is relaxed. Absorbing and connecting with the compassionate energy. In terms of health and wisdom, this is really beneficial to us.
一定是有帮助的啊。
When we're discussing these truths, we're not meditating. However, it's more important than meditation. It surely helps us.
一定是对我们有帮助的。
As to whether we should be compassionate, people's opinions vary.
慈悲，这个其实我听到过很多不同的看法。
A decade ago, I helped a young
我帮
man.
过的一个年轻人，
We discussed building a larger center to help
帮
more
更多人
people.
获得解脱。哎，
We'll
我们要给大
provide
家
free
更
meals so
让大家能
everyone
吃
can enjoy.
啊，对。
If
还有
we
更多弱
could,
势
we'd
群体
help
我们能够
disadvantaged
帮
people.
他就
This
很
young
生
man
气
was
凭什么
angry.
帮他们？
Why
我们要
should we
花钱，
spend
为什么
money to
帮那
help
些陌生人？
strangers?
啊，
If
如
we
果我们
believe
相信
in
命运，
fate, they
那
deserve
他
their
的苦是应
suffering.
该他要就应得的苦，
They
他就
should
应该去
experience suffering.
尝试这个苦。
Why should
我
we
们
help
为什么
them?
去
He
帮？
asked.
这句
You'd
话
be angry and annoyed
你
if
乍一
you
听
heard
挺
his
生气，
words. I
我当时
was.
都有点恼
Later,
火，
I
但是之后我
pondered,
在想，
yes, maybe
对
he's
呀，
right.
为什么呢？如果
Each
确实
person
有
does
他的
have
命
their
相
own
啊，
fate.
比如
There's
他
a
的苦
reason for their poverty.
啊，他今天的贫穷，你具体分析都是有原因的。他
They could
懒
be
惰，
lazy, cunning,
他
have
太狡
broken
猾，
promises,
他
or
说好
didn't
不算
work
数，
hard.
对吧？他不好好工作，那也能看到具体的原因。
For
但是
whatever
无论什么原
reasons,
因，
they're
他今天
poor
就
and
是贫苦。
homeless today.
就像流落在街头的人，我们
So
需
we
要去
need to
帮助
help
他一
them.
下。
This is
这就
compassion.
是慈悲心。
If we
世
take
界
away the
若
superficial
干
images of
个
major
大的
world
宗教，
religions,
我们把这个名字去掉，把它的表面的这个形象的去掉，其
at their
实
core,
都
it's all
是
about
慈悲心。
compassion.
世
These
界
world
几大宗教，
religions would be abandoned if there wasn't compassion within.
如果没有了慈悲，大家就会抛弃它。
However
无论今天科技
advanced
多么发
today's
达，科技
technology
永
is,
远
it
变不成
can't
信仰，
become
因为
faith.
它
It's
这
just
个
the
这一
knowledge
段
and
时间的知
products
识
of a
和传
certain
统，
time.
过了
As
这段
time
时间，
passes,
今
they
天的
become
这个产品
outdated.
就会作废掉。
When
像
the
我们第一
first
代
and
电脑、
second
第二
generation
代
of
电脑，大家
computers
都
came
看，
out,
哇，
they
这么漂亮
quickly
的电脑
sold
赶紧买。
out.
大家都
Now,
忘了
they
现在呢，
became obsolete and were
你都不知道
discarded.
丢到哪里去了，找不到了，它已经就过期了。但是慈
However,
悲永远都不过
compassion
期，
will never become outdated.
因
In
为每
different
个人
phases of our
人
lives,
生之
we
中
need guidance and
出
help.
现，就是从大的事件来说，出现若干次的需要人来指导，
Be it
需要
financially
帮
or
助，
in relationships.
需要钱，需要情感，需要被爱。好
Many
多人没
people
有这个
don't
机会。
receive such help.
好
Many
多人常
encounter
常遇到的障
obstacles.
碍就是
They're
上
helpless and
天
have
无
no
路，
way
入
out.
地无门呐！啊，这很多人都经历这些事情。所
Thus,
以
those who frequently
帮人
help
的人，
others rely on compassion as a support.
他帮人的，尤其是长期能够帮人的，一定是慈悲心来支撑着。
How
好，
does
那
compassion
慈悲
everlastingly
心怎样
support
才
us
能
and
够
become one
更
with our
持久
life?
的，我们能够撑下去，持久的和我们的生命合二为一呢？
How
这
do
个
we
慈悲
embrace
心想稳
compassion
定下来，
consistently in our
其实
hearts?
真的很难。
Actually, it's truly
就是我
difficult.
们
After
今天
listening to
听我讲这
today's
堂课，
teaching, you seem
我
to
们
have
好像
understood.
是有所感悟，其实也许觉得明白了，也
You
许
may
觉得
start
说我回
practicing
家我就这么
compassion
做，
at home. That's
我从
good
现
and
在开
right.
始，哦，这是对的。
But
但
if
是
one
当
day
你
you
对人
discovered you
好
were
了
cheated of your
之后，
kindness, love,
当你把钱布施奉献给别人之后，有一天你发现别人在骗你；当你把爱情奉献给别人之后，才发现别人是在骗你；
and
当你
money
和你
when
最好的朋友
co-partnering a
合伙
business with your
做生
best
意，把钱
friend.
付出之后，对方把钱卷跑了，
How
那
would you
你
feel?
是什么样的感受呢？就
You'd
是我上
probably
了
feel
自己这个
tricked by your
慈悲的当，
compassion.
我
You
不该
think
这
you
么慈
shouldn't have
悲
been so compassionate and kind to others.
啊，我不该对人好，
You
我应该
conclude that you won't believe any
总结
teachings
经验，
about being compassionate.
把自己变成一个刀枪不入的人， 谁的话我都不相信，什么慈悲不慈悲？
Striving for
爱拼才会赢，
success leads you to victory.
能打就能胜，
The
大鱼
fittest
吃小鱼，
survive. This is what the
小鱼
world is like.
吃虾米，这就是江湖。
You
对，
will
你就
become
会
even more
比
selfish,
过去
believing
的自私的
nobody.
自己还要变本加厉，就觉得我不相信任何人。
After
有的人
breaking
一
up,
次失
some
恋说
choose to
永
stay
远都不相信
single
男
due
人
to
了，
having trust issues.
男人被女人抛弃了说永远都不相信女人。还有
There's a
个
song
人
that
唱
says
歌说女
women
人不是什么
cannot
好
be
东西，
trusted.
我说那
That's
错
wrong.
了，
What
错了，那
about
你
your
妈
mother?
呢？
He
我妈
said,
也不是
My
好
mother
东
is
西，为
bad
啥呢？
too.
跑
She
了。
ran away
嗯，
from home. There
哎
must
呀，
be a
跑了
reason
总有
she
原
ran
因的，
away,
对不对？
right? If
好地
home
方
life
没
is
人跑
good,
都
no
行。
one wants to run away.
嗯，所以
After
任
we
何
learn
事
more
情去细
details,
细
we
的、
find
深
specific
入的去
reasons.
了解的时候，总能找到一些具体的原因。啊，
Thus,
所
don't
以不
abandon your
要
highest mental realm.
改变自己的这样一种最高的精神境界，就
Others
是
cheat,
别
harm,
人
and
骗
scold
我，
you,
我不
but you
骗
don't
人；
do the same to anyone.
别人害我，我不害人；别人骂我，我不骂人。
We
我
need
还
to
要
love
更爱这个
society
社会。
more.
我
We
要
should
说
be
到做到，
accountable and keep our
我要
promises.
有诚信，我承诺的必须去做，我
Do
不
not
骗人，
cheat
也
others.
永远不骗人。
Be
我
a
要做一个慈
compassionate,
悲的
kind
人，
person.
善良的人。这个
Don't
不能因
abandon
为
your
自己
highest
受
mental
伤
state
而改
even though
变
you
自
were
己的
hurt.
最高的那个精神境界，不
Being
能改变你
compassionate
这
as the
栋大
pillar of
房
your
子的中间
strength.
那个大梁，也就叫屋脊，不可
Stay
以改变。不
compassionate
论
no
外面的
matter
风
what
雨如何，
happens.
不论外面是不是有很多闲话是非，你
Strive
要
to be
做
of the
的，
most
你
noble
最高尚的
character.
那个人
Be
品和追求，
determined.
坚决不能更改，否则会
Otherwise,
怎样
you'll
呢？
become an ordinary person.
你就变成了俗人。凡是
Ordinary
俗人，
people
没一个
don't
好
live a
过的
good
人。
life.
就
Even
是
if
没有
there's no
是非了，自己
problem,
能在
they'll
家里造
create
出点
one
是非
just
来
to
让自
feel
己
annoyed.
烦恼。有
Some
人家
don't
里不
lack
缺钱了
money,
吧？
as their
老公会
husband
赚钱，
earns a
赚了
lot.
钱的
Are
老
these
公
husbands
天天
praised
在
at
家里被
home?
赞美吗？请问
Please
这些老
express
公
your
们，请
opinions,
表达一下。
husbands.
我觉得你能多活2年就不错了，是
When
吧？
you work
你
hard
出
and
门
earn
赚钱
money,
打拼，不
your
回家，老
wife
婆天
nags you
天
daily
唠叨
because
你。
you're
等你
never
回家住
home.
2
When
年
you
的时
stay
候，
home for 2 years, she
老婆说你
says,
再不
if
出
you
去，我
stay
疯了，
home, I'll go insane, right?
对不对？所以
Whatever changes occur, we
外面的
must
改变
remain
我们
kind.
不能，外面怎样改变是外面，我们的内心不能改变。
These
这些
aren't
都
the
不是道
truths
理，
that support us.
怎
What
样
are
把
the
它支撑
truths?
下去呢？就
The
是有
six
很科学的
perfections, which are
一些方
scientific
法，
methods.
就是我们过去所说过的6度，6度内容来支持着它。
There
还
are
有所
three
有学习
important
当中最
points:
重要的有
faith,
3个点，
avow, action.
那3个点就是信、愿、行。
Faith
出
is
力的解释
believing.
信，
From sincere
信第一个
belief,
是
faith
相
arises.
信，再接下来就是真诚的诚信，再到信仰。信
Faith
仰
is
是
the highest
精神境界
spiritual
中最高
pursuit.
的追求。信仰，
When
信
there
仰
are
当中有些
details
细
you
节我
don't
不理解的时候，
understand, don't doubt them.
比如说
Say you
你
come to learn
相
from
信
me,
慈悲，
and I tell you
跟
to
我来
run
学
an
习，
errand.
我说你去给我买些菜回来。说买
Instead
菜
of
为什
doing
么？你
so,
不要
you
管，一
keep
直买。
asking why.
有些
Some
徒弟就说，
disciples
父母
won't
啊，
go unless I
你不
explain
给
the
我说清
reason
楚
clearly.
做什么，我不去买。
Are
请
they
问这
good
是不是好学
students?
生？你
They
相
would
信
ask
我，
why, who
可
needs
是
it, who pays.
去徒弟去给师傅买这个菜那个菜，我买一包菜回来，徒弟就要问师傅，这个菜到底作何用途？给谁吃？怎么做？怎么用？钱谁出？不
If
说清
these
楚，
aren't
我不去
explained
买。
clearly, they won't go. Are
你
they
们觉得
correct
他
to
说
do
的对吗？
so?
对，
That's
那就
not
不叫信
belief
仰，
or
那叫
faith
怀
but
疑。
doubt.
因为更
Sometimes
高
we
的境
don't
界，有的时候
understand
我
the
们
real
不懂
truth.
啊。
We
神
don't
在想什么，
understand
我
what
们
the
不懂啊。
deities are thinking. Like
就
a
像我们不
patient
懂医
who's
学的人，
given
我
a
们看病，医
prescription.
生说 照着我这个药方去抓药来吃就好了。
If the doctor didn't clearly explain the purpose of the medication, the patient wouldn't buy it. Then the patient would be forced to take the medications. His brain is damaged and he's seriously ill. Faith, a vow, an action. Start with belief, then faith. Turn faith into the highest life pursuit. A vow means to set a goal for yourself.
愿是给自己设定一个目标。
Some say they want to build a meditation center, or to be an enlightened practitioner,
一个修行人。
or to help 10,000 people in this
有生之年
lifetime,
我要帮10000个人。
or to fund and build 10
还
schools
有
to
人
help
说
poor
我要
kids.
建10个我发心捐款的学校，帮助穷孩子。哎。
Some vow to make offerings to a certain number of practitioners. These are all vows or wishes. Some want to become American presidents. There are no right or wrong wishes or vows. After making a vow, take
之
action.
后就是行
What
动
do you
你
do
做
to
了什么
fulfill your
还
vow?
有怎么做的？
Those who frequently help others rely on compassion as a support. Support compassion through faith, a vow, and action. The 6 perfections are most important in supporting our compassion.
这个最重要的6个支点，综合的支点太重要了。第一个
First
就是
is giving. To be a
想做慈悲
compassionate
的人
person, learn to
先
give.
学布施，
Give
布施
without
就是
expecting anything
没
in
有回
return.
报的付出。
Be it
无论是
money,
钱财、
possessions, strength,
物品，
or
还
wisdom,
有
all are
自
ways
己
to
的
give.
力量、智慧、自己的方法等等的，这都是布施。
You
只要
give without asking for
不求回报
anything
的
in
给人。
return. This
做
is
慈悲的人，这
foremost
就
to
是
be
第
a
一关呐。
compassionate person. Making
是吧？
money
大家
isn't
赚钱
easy.
不容易，
Giving
谁把自
money
己
and
赚来的钱
possessions
和
isn't
物
easy
给人
either.
呢？不容易。那
This
真
is
有
being
慈悲的
truly
人，
compassionate.
真有那个慈悲心。还有
Then
的
there are
人自
those
己
who
并
give
不
even
富
though
贵，
they're not
但是还
wealthy.
经常会拿一些用品去
They
布
give to
施给
people in need.
需要的人。啊，
What fate do
之前
these
我讲
people
过，
have?
这是什么
The
命？
fate of prosperity.
这是富贵命，不是玩笑，不是诱导，这就是命相，富贵命。第
Second
二
is
呢
keeping the
是持戒，
precepts.
这是原话，我不改了哈。但是
Keeping the
解释是很
precepts
重要，
means persisting in
持戒
your
就是
belief.
就是坚持坚守
Refrain
是
from things we
我
shouldn't do.
不该做的事情
Why
那
is
个持
keeping
戒
the
呢？坚持
precepts a form of persistence?
啊，来把握好自己的行为，要坚持。
Gambling or
这些事情，
taking drugs
假设
just
说
a few
赌博
times
和
is enough to ruin
吸
us.
毒，你沾上几次之后，一生就毁了。
It
有人去布
benefits
施
us
啊，
when we
还有
give,
精进修
practice
行啊，去
diligently,
帮助
help
人呐，
others,
多
exercise
运
more,
动啊，给
praise
人以赞
others,
美呀，
spread
给人以
happiness,
快
and
乐
even
呀，
read more.
对呀，还有多读书呀，这些一定是对你的人生有帮助的事情，就多做。那持戒
Keeping
就
the
是不该
precepts
做的，我
means
坚决不做，
refraining from all the
不
things
该
you
坚持。
shouldn't do. Persistence is
第
the
三是
key.
忍
Third
辱，
is tolerance. Its
忍辱的
range
范
is
围太多了
extensive.
啊，被
When
别人
someone
讽
is
刺啊，
jealous of you,
挖
mocks
苦
you,
啊，被别人嫉妒啊，或者你真的没
humiliates
做
you,
好，
scolds you, or
别人对你的
gossips
责
about
怪
you.
啊，责骂，甚至是或者说闲话，甚至是被侮辱，
What
要
do
学
you
会怎
do?
样呢？
Be
忍的本身
tolerant.
就是一种
It's a kind
学
of
会去接受。
acceptance. Our
所以
ability to
在
face
我
praise or
们究竟
criticism
我
is
们这种
important.
内在的这种境界的时候啊，哎，最重要的有一项，最重要的一项就是我们对于赞美和褒贬的承受力。
Tolerance trains our ability to bear these things. Without the ability to bear, we can't tolerate. If we don't have tolerance, don't even think about meditation. And
不
we'll
能忍
never
辱，不
become
能谈修，
enlightened.
休想去开悟。
If
就是
we can
如
only
果
accept
不能够
praise,
承受这个赞美、赞誉 或者只能承受赞美，而
but
不
can't
能
take
承受
insults,
被污
attacks,
蔑、
or
被
being
打
mocked
击、被
and
讽刺、挖苦
ridiculed.
的话，我
We
觉得
aren't mature
这
or
个
grown
人
up.
就没有成熟，没有成长。
Like
所以
a
那个是
seedling, we can't
经不起
withstand
风雨，
storms and are
也
easily
有
beaten
如
down.
小豆芽一般呢。任何风吹草动都会将他的生命要掉。
Thus,
所以要
we must
断
train
了
ourselves to
能够接
accept
受这
these,
些，
so
才
we're
能够
undisturbed when
和
adversities
泰
arrive.
山崩于前，而能够这个纹丝不动，有如磐石一般，有这种感觉。泰山崩于前，
Landslides are
不要说
common
那
in
个，在台
Taiwan.
湾经常说有那个土石流吧，
When a
经常就是
landslide
你正在
happens
开
while
车，前面
driving,
那个
you need to
山坡
escape
上
quickly,
就下来了。你也躲得不快一点的话，就把
or
你压
else
在
you'll
那
be
个
covered by
土
dirt
下面，
and
你就会憋
suffocate.
死了。
Is
你
there
们在这种
anyone
情
who
况下，我
wouldn't
这
try
个
to get out of harm's way?
有这种人吗？有，
Yes, there
都
are.
是烈
They're
士。
martyrs. I'm not
但
sure
是这
whether
种
we
精
should
神，
praise this
我不知
spirit
道
or
是不是
not.
该值得赞美。
I'm
我一般是没
usually
那么
not
坚
so
强，就
strong.
是
Seeing a
土石流
landslide,
先躲
just
开点
run.
吧。
Why
多
wait
苦
for
呢，对不
death,
对啊？
right?
因
I
为我还
still
想
want
吃
to
晚
eat
上的面
noodles in the
条呢。
evening.
才不
I'm
像
not
他们
like
那么
those who
高贵，说
confront
土石流来了，我
landslides.
就和他对上干了。没
They
必要
waste
啊，
their
他有
energy.
劲儿没处使了。
I
我要
want to
珍惜
cherish this earthly life.
此世间的生命。好，忍
Tolerance
辱
is not only
不
humiliation.
光是
There
辱
are
哈，
two parts to
忍辱
it.
当中的两个部分啊，就像
There
所
are
谓
four
八风，
types of praise and
八
four
风当
types
中
of
的就是
humiliation.
4种赞誉，4种的侮辱啊。
Another
那还
one
有
is
再就是
diligence.
精
Have
进，
you worked
你有没
diligently
有
at your
精进
job?
认真的做你该做的工作？
Have
有
you
没
tried
有
your
最
best to
最努
realize
力
your
的
vows?
去实现你的愿望？
You're
是吧？
sleeping when you
你
should
该
be
修炼的不修
practicing.
炼，我再睡懒觉。
You
说哎
planned to
呀，
get up at 5
本来约好了
a.m.
5点钟起来，说
Then
呀
you
我再
slept
睡一
5
会儿，
more minutes
5
and
点
got
5
up
分
at
可不可以？
8:05
就睡醒
a.m.
了8点5分了就。
That's
那这样就不
laziness.
是精
You
进
can't
了，这是
become
懒惰，
enlightened.
你就不能开悟的。对，所以
Excellence
任何
arises
事
from
情业
diligence.
精于
Laziness
行
ruins its
啊，
success.
毁于惰，毁于懒惰啊，越
Ladies
爱
love
美
to
吧，
look great, right?
爱美。
But
凡
not
是
many
偏
heavy-set
肥
ladies
胖的
are
女人，有
diligent.
几个是勤快的呢？对不
I'm
起哈，我这
sorry,
个说
my
的话肯
words
定
will get me
叫
in
你给
trouble for
害死你。
sure.
饭后百
100
步走，你一
paces
步都没
after a
走
meal are encouraged, but they don't take one
啊。
step. When
吃饭的
eating,
时候
note the amount
要
of
注意
food
饮食量，
intake. They
就
may
稍
be
微不注意，
careless, eat more than needed,
就
and their
7、8
belly
10筷子
becomes
下去，
big.
就把肚子搞大了。吃进去容易，出来难呐。吃进去之
Vegetables and
前是
meat
菜和
turn to
肉，
fat after they're
到了
eaten.
肚子里头，它变成脂肪，它
How
怎么
could the
出来？
calories get used up?
所
Thus
以
you
你那
put
个肉
on
长得一
weight.
层又一层。所
We
以
put
吃的
on
时候一
weight
不
when
注
we
意不
aren't
变
aware
胖，
of what we
吃完
eat.
了之
The
后
more
呢，
we eat, the
吃
less
的
we
越
want
多
to
越不想
move.
动，
We're
就
too
懒得动
lazy
手，
to move
懒
our
懒得动
hands,
脚，
feet,
就懒得动
mouth,
手，
and
懒得
eyes.
张嘴，懒得睁眼。所
Some
以
are
有的人的
genetically
身
heavy,
材的
but many
肥
can't
胖一点，
control
有的
their
是
food
他遗
intake.
传的。有的很多人就是说，吃的多，吃的时候不能控制自己的饮食量。第二个，
Some
吃
don't
完了之后绝不
exercise
运
after
动，
eating,
才
so they
变成
become
就是
obese.
病态式的肥胖。
As
我
I
这样
talk
说，
about
我也
this,
想
I
刺激
want
到一些
everyone
人，
to be
让
alert
大
and
家能够
diligent.
警醒一点，勤快一点吧。你
Then
的
you'll
肉就会
lose
一两
excess
两的减
weight.
去，
Your
就很
body
快就身
shape
材
will
像我
soon
一
be
样。
like mine. Sorry,
举
I
例子
gave
举
a
错了
wrong
啊，
example.
很快你身
Soon,
材
your
就变
body
好了。
shape will become beautiful.
哎，这
Diligence is
种
very
勤
important.
勤快特别重要啊。
We
那
mean
勤这里面
diligent
我们讲的
practice.
对应的那个内容是精进啊，精进啊。好，
Another important thing is
再最重要的
meditation.
有一点叫做禅定，禅修、坐禅都是它。无论你在
Meditation
咒
means
念
chanting to the
佛、
Buddhas, chanting mantras.
念咒、打坐、
The
做大
meditation
光
of
明
greater
啊，
illumination,
清净
having
的
a
思
clear
维，
mind.
这都属于打坐啊。
In ancient classics, meditation was called brahmacharya, a Sanskrit word. What does brahmacharya mean? My own understanding is the behaviors of celestial beings. It's the transformation of ordinary people to celestial beings, from an ordinary, afflicted brain to a liberated, holy one. This act is the noblest behavior. In ancient days, people usually wore straw or leather sandals. There were no paved roads, just mud roads. When visiting practitioners, they washed their feet before entering. They also changed to clean clothes, only then could they go near practitioners and their place of practice. They were considered celestial beings and holy places. Practicing methods were those of celestials or immortals. Thus, practicing meditation is the noblest behavior as we gain wisdom. A few hundred years before and after 2,500 years ago, many philosophers were actually meditation practitioners. Due to their practices, their thoughts still influence us today. Meditation is the source of our wisdom. If you only read sutras, listen to masters' teachings and stories. Without practicing, can you gain wisdom? I'm not sure about this. However, these Chinese philosophers were all meditation practitioners. Historical records say Sakyamuni Buddha meditated 7 to 8 years. Practicing rigorously in forests or mountains where he ate very little. He didn't eat, or eat less, on purpose. He ate a little rice. Nobody offered him food as he hadn't become enlightened yet. He was skin and bones, but he enjoyed being in the state and wanted to enter a meditative state. Only by entering a meditative state can he gain wisdom. That abounds like a flood, leading to enlightenment. If Sakyamuni Buddha, the founder of Buddhism, didn't meditate, I'm not sure whether he would have become enlightened. According to personal experiences, if we only read and don't practice, I'm not sure we can become enlightened. The sacredness of meditation is beyond our imagination, but the safest means to reach enlightenment is to follow the 6 perfections. Meditation is the most important of the 6. Meditation is the primary way, and giving is secondary. Giving, diligent practice, and tolerance are all secondary. The foremost is to meditate. Then practice diligently and conduct yourself compassionately. Give often and make more offerings. Without meditation, there's no wisdom. The last of the 6 perfections is prajna, which is wisdom. Having wisdom means liberation. Without meditation, how can you gain wisdom? In the 6 perfections, prajna or wisdom is particularly listed. When we conduct ourselves, we try to act wisely. Don't act ignorantly. With our
就在你已
wisdom,
知的智
try
慧
to
范围以
avoid
内，尽量
unwise
去
and
做
poor decisions.
不要去做你明知道这个是非智慧的和不好的事情。
The
一
six
共这6大
perfections
项
allow
来
compassion
支
to
撑着
abide in our
我们的
hearts.
慈悲心能在这继续坚固的守在我们的内心里头。
Our
那把这个
actions,
慈悲心守
thoughts,
住了
and
之后呢，
behavior must
我们的
conform with
行为
compassion.
我们的从思想、从精神行为到实际的行为，就变得就是符合慈悲之道了。
This
这样我们
way,
才
we
能
do
叫
less
做
evil and do
少
more
作
good
恶，
deeds.
多行善。对，
Otherwise,
要
we
不然
don't
我们
even
做
know
错
when
事
we
都
do something wrong.
那么像我在经常讲课之中讲的这些道理，
We
我们
often make
通常
mistakes
顺
unknowingly.
便就做了一件错误行为，比如
Say
说
your
你公婆
mother-in-law
骂你，
scolds you
你
and
骂
you
她，
scold back.
她
If
骂
she
你狠一些，
scolds
你
you
骂她轻一些，
severely,
对不对？
you do the same, but
看你
leniently,
放这
right?
个多咸，你上次也多放盐了，对吧？你就顶回来了一句，虽然
Although
很
you
柔
do it
软的一句，
mildly,
但
you
是还是
still
这种
talked
状态。
back. As
因为
we
我们不
don't
懂这个道
understand
理，
the truth, we
所
can do
以错
wrong
误
in
的
an
行为我们
instant.
瞬间就会犯的。
Our
我们的嫉妒
jealousy
心瞬
arises
间就冒出来，
instantly.
哪
Even
怕
if
你已
you've
经修
started
行
to
了嫉妒心，马
practice,
上
your
就会
jealousy still arises
产
right
生。
away. If
这个
I
今
invite a
天我
young
马上请
beautiful
一位
girl
特别
here, all
年轻漂
girls
亮
would
的
be
大姑娘
jealous.
走进来的时候，我们这所有的女生觉得酸酸的，这
What's
是怎么回
wrong?
事？
Their
就
thoughts
就
run
开始
wild.
胡思乱
Their
想了，这时候，
afflictions
这个烦
arise.
恼心就会起来了。
If
每
they're
不
not
别
as
人就开始造
beautiful,
他
they
谣
may
言，
start
这
gossiping.
个人
She
一定
must
有
have
什
a
么什么
certain
什么背景，一
background.
定
She
是很
must be
风流，一定很
flirtatious
不
or
好，
bad.
你长得美
Beautiful
的都出来
girls
了。
are
对
flirtatious.
我们嫉妒心
Jealousy
理，
arises at this moment.
你
Right
刚
after
在
you
听完我的
finish
课，你就
listening
会
to
发
my
生这种，
teaching, this
而
could
且是
happen. You
控制
can't
不住
control
就会冒出来这
yourself,
个
and the
想法，
thought occurs.
这
This
是
is
我
due
们
to a
过去
lack
的
of
因为
merits and
功德
virtues.
太少。你
Those
修
who
得好的人
practice
说：“
well
美
would
呀，美呀，
applaud
太
and
好了，
say,
太漂
she's
亮
so
了。”女生
beautiful.
都会去给她鼓掌，叫太美了。
They
你不
don't
会去
get
多
jealous.
想，
This is an
这
act
种
of enlightenment.
这就是一种开悟的行为。
If
那烦恼
affliction
的行为就是
arises, they become angry and say, Why are you
我的
so
火就起
beautiful?
来了，我生气，你为什么长这么美呢？对不对？其实
Their
我的烦恼
afflictions
就是因
come
为
from
你
the
为什么
fact
长这
that
么美？
she's more
你比我美
beautiful
呀，
than they are.
对不对？
Men
男人怕
compare
没有
how
钱，
much
哇，
money
谁
they
事业有
have or
成，
how
钱
successful
少的
they
人就不
are.
吭声。
Those with little money keep silent. The
那
rich
钱多的人脸皮
shamelessly
厚的人，
exclaim,
我
I'm
有
rich,
钱，
right?
是吧？后
While
来过了
teaching
2年之
Dharma
后，
in
我去
Guangzhou,
弘
I
法，
met a
在广州，
middle-aged man. He
遇
was
到一个台湾
Taiwanese
人，
and appeared to limp
他腿有点
slightly.
不太好，一个中年的男人，脸
He
黑
had a
黑的，
dark
但肚子大大
complexion
的。
and his belly was huge. He
这个
came to
他
learn
也来跟我来
meditation
修，
from me.
哎，修了修之后，为什
After
么
some
越修你
time,
肚子
I
越
asked,
大呀？
Why is your belly getting
我的意思，
bigger?
你
I
要
meant he
你
should
注意
watch
饮
his
食啊。
diet.
他
He
晚
said
上
he
和人
ate
吃夜
supper
宵，一吃
twice.
吃2顿，晚上夜宵就吃2顿。他
He
朋友多
entertained
呀，做
friends for the
生意
sake
呀，
of his
总是要
business.
喝
He
酒
drank
吃
a
肉，
lot
吃很多
too.
饭。
I
哎，我
told
们说
him
你
to
应该
lose
减减
weight
肚子，
for
这样
health's
对你健
sake.
康不好。他说
Patting his belly, he
会
said,
排
Do
肚
you
子，
know
你知
what's
道这是什么呀？
inside? What? I
这是什么呀？
asked.
里面
It's
装的
full of
全是
gold
金条，
bars.
知道吗？
Master, what do you think? He asked.
师傅你说呢？我
I
说是
said,
是
It's
草
a
包。
cow's stomach.
草包就是牛的胃的意思，翻译一下。
These
这
are
都
all
是愚蠢的
foolish acts. Thus,
所以我们
compassion brings us
知道
significant
慈悲心好，
transformation.
对我们这个人生产生最重要的改变，
From
从
an
普通
ordinary
的一个
person to
普
a
通
wise,
人
cultured
变成一个
person
有
with
智
a
慧
high
的人，
mental state.
有境界的人，有修养的人，并且
Benefiting
是给周
society and
围
the people
和给整
around
个
us.
社会带来好处的人。
I think
我
that's
觉得
my
那是
highest pursuit in
那是
life.
我的人生最高的一个追求了。
If
你
you
要这么
practice
做，
this way,
你就能
you'll
达
reach
到
this
这个境
higher
界。
realm. Does
有没有人
anyone
想达
want
到
to
这个境
reach
界？
this state? Yes.
有
Raise
的
your
就举
hands
手。
if you want to.
那我
Since
们
we
听懂了，
understand these
就去
truths, we
学
should
着照
learn
着
to
做。
follow them.
做
Take
笔记
notes.
记下来。
This
今天
teaching
我
is
们也
video
摄像把它记
recorded.
录下来，让你
Watch it
这
a
个
few
影片
more
多看几
times in the
遍，
future. It will
对
surely
你来
help
说一
you.
定会产生一定的帮助。
From
那
an
就会
afflicted
从
ordinary
烦恼的
person,
人，
you
从
will
凡
become a
人变
saint,
成
a
圣
wise,
人，
enlightened
变
person.
成智慧觉悟的人。
If a few hundred people here are enlightened
有些人都去开悟，都
and
能够
able
去
to
帮
help
全世
spread
界
Dharma
去
all
弘
over
法
the world,
啊，
That
多少
would be
地方需要人
remarkable.
去帮助
Many
你，
places need
我
such
们这么
help.
多人走出去，那是不得了啊！
The
这是功
merits
德
and
无量的
virtues
事
are immeasurable.
所以
Listen to this
你
teaching a
多
few
听
more
几
times
次
to
这一堂
thoroughly
课的这个内
understand
容，
it.
来去促进我们去理解、消化它啊，
Use
让
the
把这
six
个六度
perfections to
来
stabilize the fine inner
去
elements
稳
of
固我们的
compassion.
这个慈悲内在的那个像金子一样闪光的那个细节的东西，把慈悲
Integrate
融入自己的
compassion
生
into
命
your
之中，
life, then your life
我们的
isn't
人
wasted.
生就没有虚度一场，
You
就
can
能
then
够
easily
让自
deal
己
with
这一
life
生
afflictions
面
and
对你
won't be
原来生活中
obstructed.
的烦恼，轻而易举的就能度过去，就不再被障碍。这就
This
是
is
我
my
所
hope
希
for
望的。
everyone.
在
If
人
we
世
can
之中
overcome
能够
these
跨越这些
obstacles
障
in the
碍的时
human
候，
world,
当
when
有
we
一天
leave
我们
this
离开这
world,
个世
we may
界，
not be
我们
controlled by the king of hell.
也许就不再受阎罗王的控制。
Celestial
也许是
deities,
天
Buddhas,
神
and
将你接走，
bodhisattvas
也
may
许
take
是
you with
佛菩
them.
萨把你接走，
I
我
may
也可以
also
把你
be
接
able to
走。
bring you with me. Actually, I should have been gone a long time ago. I always worry that you won't understand my teaching. Have you understood? Yes. Really? Yes, then I'm hungry. Thank you,
好，谢谢大
everyone.
家，谢谢大家。
The second method to support compassion is the six perfections. Compassion lets us be wise and cultured in the highest realm. Thereby transforming our fate.